What's up, guys? My name is MadSquash924. Welcome back to another episode of Night Call Part 29. You guys might notice my voice does sound a bit off, and that's because I am getting over a sickness. Actually, I was supposed to record this for you guys the other day, like 2 days ago, but, my voice was almost unbearably in pain, and I could barely talk. I feel pretty good now. My voice is still sounding a bit off, so it's going to take a little bit of time for it to come back to its full potential. But for now, we gotta go and pick up some people. Now, I do recognize most of these faces right off the bat. I'm not sure about this one, because we want to pick up new people, right? So that's the whole purpose. Except for one person that I'm thinking of. It's this guy. I want to meet up with Christoph Larian again when we get the chance, because his story sounds interesting. Okay. Pick up you. I don't recognize her, really. I mean, I've seen her face, but I don't think we've actually picked her up before. However, the girl behind her, yeah, I know who that is. That's the person that is... Where can I find you? I'm looking. Give me a second. It's this person. Leia Graja. Also, I don't know how well that's going to go over for me trying to voice act some of these people, because I do like doing the different pitches of voices, and my voice is still a bit off. It's not shot, but it is off. This person's name is Angelique Diafondomamea. The next passenger getting into your cab enters a cloud of extremely heavy perfume. It is a well-known scent, one you often see advertised on Champs-Élysées. The woman must be in her 50s. She has impeccable posture. The fur she wears around her neck must be worth several days' pay. She opens her mouth. Good evening. Before you start driving, I just need to tell you something very... She purses her lips, attempting to stifle the word that is about to come out, then raises a finger. Shit! Whore! She continues to look at you, this same smile frozen on her face. She's just shouted gibberish at you, but her face hasn't budged. It's like she isn't even aware of what she said. She purses her lips even harder. Aye, doggy foreskin! She shakes her head. I am truly sorry. I please hear me out. You are so taken aback that you find nothing to say. I am suffering from major emotional trauma. It seems to have triggered very strong verbal episodes. They're exhausting, to be honest. I hope you can understand. Please know that I don't believe a single word that I'm saying. She smiles. Tiny dick? It's my husband. She shrugs. Married for 25 years, 2 kids, a house on the coast, all sorts of fun plans for the future, then... A sad smile flashes across her face. Eat shit! She looks at you. I'm used to it. Thank you for understanding. She grins for just a second. Here I am discovering how to live alone for the first time. At 50. Crazy, isn't it? Toilet brush up your ass. It's not really so easy. You bite your cheek to avoid laughing and start driving. With a bit of luck, your passenger won't say anything for the remainder of the ride. Your passenger sighs. I am devastated. Devastated. You raise an eyebrow and look in the mirror. An entire year of therapy vanished into thin air. Ronnie Colin. How terribly sad. These days, the medical field is just I mean, alright. It's a crippling disease, I know. I can see that. But to make fun of me in such a way, I am furious. I'm going to file a complaint. Just imagine. I spent more than 40 hours talking to this therapist. Not to mention the thousands of euros she was paid. This afternoon, we started talking. We were talking about my relationship with my son. She purses her lips. Classic topic. No particular problems. A giant cock forest. I mean, your passenger coughs gently, as if to cover up the monstrosity she has just shouted. Calm down. And right then and there, she started to laugh. The laugh. Her eyes bug out of her head with rage just thinking about the laughter. The laugh came from the back of her throat. Tears were streaming down her face. She apologized, got up, and left the room, laughing all the while. Incredible, just incredible. She leans towards you. Her overpowering perfume stings your nose. Tell me, sir. Cunt, do you think this is funny? Silence. You scan her face to try to determine how serious she is. You get the impression she is completely and totally serious. You see a tear in the corner of her eye. It's not funny at all. She opens her eyes wide and raises her voice. It's a handicap, a disease. You shake your head apologetically. She crumples in the back seat. The stench of her perfume suddenly seems less intense. I'm everyone's laughingstock, aren't I? I don't know. She can't hear you. She's talking to herself. Oh, Angelique. Oh, Jean-Pierre's good wife. Twat, twat, twat. She couldn't take the fact that he left her for a woman half his age. She's gone crazy, you know. She's unrecognizable with all her tics and the stuff that comes out of her mouth. Monstrosities, insults. Your client sighs. My therapist generally hates it when I speak to myself in the third person. She says it's dangerous. That separates us from who we are. Please feel the Waterskin. I'm not sure if I feel like taking all of her terrible advice. She closes her eyes. Her face, the tears of laughter. How traumatic. You should file a complaint. File a complaint? Yeah, with the Bureau of Shrinks or whatever. She keeps an eye on you. No. Shit. I don't think so. File a complaint? What a horrendous idea. I understand why she burst out laughing. I mean, I know that. She points to her face, her mouth. I know it's not easy to handle. I know it shocks people. She shakes her head. The other day at the supermarket, I said to the women at the checkout, the word. She raises her shoulders and is red with shame. The other word for a woman's chest. That starts with T. Tits? She furrows her brow. Yes, but it doesn't give you a free pass to say it. Then she can't help but smile. I must confess that it was funny. The look on her face when I said that word. She lets out a giggle. You almost reached your destination. Maybe I should call her back. Who? I mean, my shrink, as you put it. She was a big help. 6 months ago, it was much worse. You swallow uncomfortably and prefer not to picture what that must have been like. You pull up in front of your passenger's building. She pays her fare, but doesn't get out right away. It's silly, actually. Syphilis. When I'm angry, I don't cuss at all. Maybe I should just be angry more often. I mean, if it makes you feel better. She smiles shyly. Have a good evening, sir. Or... She waves and gets out of the taxi. As for her perfume, it lingers right there in the cab. You air out for a moment before driving away. But she was quite the character. Glad we picked her up. Let's see. What's next? Any suspects? Does not appear to be the case. I don't think I recognize you. Looking for a young lass with a hat. I mean, there's this one. It's not the same person, right? Actually, maybe? Actually, it might be. Looks pretty damn similar. No, I want to say it's different, actually. It's pretty similar, but it's different. The jawline in the picture is a little bit different. It depends what the name is. If it says Chiara, then it's the same person. But actually, I think everybody that I see here, maybe except you, is new. I mean old, excuse me. Okay, yeah, she's new. Amelia Shodentova. She needs help. The next passenger getting in your cab is chilled to the bone. Would you mind? You turn up the heat immediately. Thank you. Her teeth are chattering. She looks like she's at the end of her rope. Thank you. I've been wandering around in the woods for 3 hours. She looks at you. I'm not, She mumbles an almost inaudible thanks, shuts her eyes for a second, and enjoys the warmth. Where to? Nowhere, actually. Well, here, actually. I need your help, if you're willing. You lean over to her. If I can be of help. Yes, I think. I lost my cat. He ran off into the woods. Would you mind helping me look for him? You nod. I'll look left, and you the right. You start to drive very slowly. We should be able to hear him. He's, wounded. She opens the window. A gust of icy cold air fills the cab. Just give me a second. Sorry about that. I had to cough. Wounded. Yes, he broke his paw a few weeks ago, and I came out here so he could stretch his legs a bit. Well, he got scared and ran away. Surprising, because he knows the place. She flashes you a smile. What's his name? The young lady freezes. His name is... Vincennes, like the woods. Since that's where I found him. She looks away. You've been doing this job for a while? A few years now. Oh, nice. Okay. For several minutes, silence fills the cab. From time to time, she sticks her head out of the window and calls her cat. Petite! 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 She catches you looking at her in the rearview mirror and looks back out the window. Vincennes? Vincennes? Some time passes and you can tell your passenger is uncomfortable. Almost as if she felt cramped in the back seat. She avoids your gaze and you avoid looking at her. She abruptly hits the seat next to her. Okay, fine, I must confess something. It's not exactly my cat. Whose cat is it then? She smirks. I'm a vet student, and the cat is from the lab at school. It escaped, and if I don't find it, I'll get a really bad grade, and have to repeat a year. And if I have to repeat a year, my parents won't pay for school anymore. See, my mother and father are very reputable veterinarians. I can't let them down. We'll find him. She lowers her gaze. Her voice is soft and muffled. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. This kind of thing never happens. Usually the cats are... She cuts her sentence short and looks outside. Thought I saw something. You keep driving. You've never driven this slowly in the Bois de Vincennes. From time to time, your passenger looks like she's seen or heard something. She hits the seat abruptly. Over there, I can hear him. You stop the taxi. The tires squeal softly on the gravel. Your passenger runs off into the night. You wait for her for a second and begin to hear the cat's cries. The meows are harrowing, painful. Your passenger reappears without the cat. What's going on? She's obviously in shock, staring ahead into nothingness. The cat, it's terrible. What's happening? The cat was her. She finally shuts her eyes and catches her breath. We were in the middle of dissecting the cats when this one woke up. And he ran away. He's half open. She lowers her head so you can't see her tears. I can't leave him like that, but I can't bring him back. He's suffering too much. Her hands are shaking. Meowing in the distance curdles your blood. I can handle this. No, I... She slowly raises her head, like her skull weighs a ton. I can't ask you to do that for me. It's my fault, I gotta take care of the cat. Like, you can't just leave the cat, like, half-gutted. What's wrong with her? You kinda have to. I'll take care of him. Your passenger says nothing more. You open the door, get out of the cab, take a few steps in the cold. The gravel squeaks under the weight of your shoes. Now the grass. The meowing alone, becoming more and more painful and plaintive, leads you to the cat. Oh, it's so horrible, though. Like, you don't want to do it, but like, at the situation that you're in, there's no option to actually bring her to the vet. You lean over near it for a second. It looks like it's going to bite you, then changes its mind. You grab its neck. You can feel the open wound under your fingers. Your fingers work their way back up to the muzzle, its mouth. You can feel a whisker tickle your fingertips. You yank. Like your brother taught you. Like your brother showed you. You can see the blood on the sand in the courtyard trickling up to your feet. You get up slowly. From where you are, you can see the thick cloud of pollution that hangs over Paris. Orange, huge, somehow non-threatening. Reassuring, actually. The cat has stopped meowing. You walk back towards the cab. Your fingers crave a cigarette. Your lips crave a cigarette. Your eyes crave a cigarette. Your passenger wants to die. Door open, front seat, key in the ignition, motor running. Excuse me a second, I gotta blow my nose. You start driving. Your passenger is speaking, but her voice sounds far away. I live on Rue de la Contrescape. You nod. A few minutes later, you leave the Bois de Vincennes. The city goes by. You feel like it's only just been built. Just settled in. You're shaking a little. In the back seat, your passenger starts to sob. I'm so sorry. If I'd known, I wouldn't have. Listen. You stare right at her. You're not far from your destination now. You want nothing more than to smoke a cigarette. Forget all this. Move on. Your voice immediately betrays how tired you are. You are responsible. What's done is done. You are responsible for it. I don't know if I can manage to live with this. You can. Your words are aggressive and hard. She stares at you and says, Perhaps you are right. She looks out at the road going by. I haven't really accepted responsibility, actually. Her voice slowly fades. I know that. She suddenly shakes her head and looks at you strangely. You've seen that expression before. Big eyes and raised eyebrows. Who are you exactly? It means? Who's that? But she doesn't ask the question. She settles for silence. Silence fills the cab again. You keep driving in silence, paying no attention to the movements in the back seat. When you pull up to the address she gave you, she pays her fare without another word. She opens the door and gets out of the taxi. After a few meters, she freezes. Everything okay? She almost jumps when she hears your voice and walks towards her building. 5 seconds go by, slowly, before she hurries. Head bowed toward her building. She disappears behind a large wooden door. You suppose she lives in one of the old maid's chambers on the top floor. Yeah, I'm not surprised I didn't get a tip for that. You know, considering I killed the cat for her because she messed up. Let's see, do we actually make profit? Hello. Real profit. I don't believe it. You close the front door behind you, but you freeze. Someone was here. You know it. You can feel it. You notice a crushed cigarette butt on the ground. Yeah, it's one of yours, but it's been smashed with a thick shoe. You pick it up, look at it, and put it back in the ashtray. Files on the table, evidence on the wall. Yes, someone's been here. Excuse me? This is a first? Was it? Was it? No way. What would the point be? If she wanted to pay you a visit, she would have come to you, or make fun of your ass. Your mind carefully avoids the most obvious explanation. The Sandman. It had to be him. Actually, there's no way it could have been anyone else. You take a deep breath. You must be dreaming. You're going crazy. You can't think straight anymore. If you're not careful, you're going to become completely paranoid. So you decide to ignore your hunch. After all, maybe you're the one who stepped on that cigarette before leaving the last night. You wipe your face. You're starting to feel sleepy. Your neighbor flushes the toilet out of the corner of your eye and you can see the pipe shake. You take your shoes off before getting to work. Okay. That's just the thing. Okay, whatever. Okay, so we got more Victim 4 things here. As before. Left money to his dog. Let's just go and, end the night. With a heavy hand, you wipe your tired face. You slide onto the open sofa bed. The events of the day run through your head. The streets, the passengers, their faces, their problems. You open one eye. You slept badly. Sometimes you're so tired you can't seem to get any rest. You like to understand how that's even possible. You get up quickly. And a few minutes later, you're outside of your studio. As night 6 begins. Excuse me. You're new. Actually, we don't have a ton of time left, so let's actually listen to the radio. I'm thinking. Your finger is poised in front of your car radio. You're trying to find something to listen to. You happen upon the nighttime news. You learn that one of the recipients of this year's Fields Medal, a prize awarded for outstanding work in mathematics, is a French woman of Iranian descent. You hear her voice in a short clip and immediately recognize it is one of your passengers. Her name is Shorey Prevere, age 33, on the spectrum, and a mathematician. Do I recognize that? I kind of see who that is. Because based off a name alone, I'm not sure. Shorey Prevere? Oh, it's you. Oh, right, she was the one that was listening to that ghost station. Oh, okay, okay. And then we were all listening together. That's right. Okay. You can't help but smile, remembering when she rode in your back seat. As soon as the news is over, you turn the radio off so that the cab is silent again. That's cool. And I didn't expect that. Well, I think this is a good spot for us to end today's episode of Night's Call. Hope you guys all enjoyed today's episode. If you guys have, make sure you guys leave a like, leave a comment, tell me what you think of today's episode, of course. Excuse me. And if you're new to my channel, where I've been watching me for a little while, and you haven't done so as of yet, feel free to subscribe to me, MadSquash924, and don't forget to ring the bell to get notified on my latest videos. As you guys can tell, though, I was pretty off with my voice, but it wasn't too bad, I'd say. I mean, I had to cough a couple times or take a couple breaks, but what can you do? That's just how it is sometimes when you're sick, and hopefully next time will be a lot better. Alright, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.